Hey there, people of the interwebs. I'm thinking I might do a little bit of experimentation with a product called Polymorph. Now, Polymorph is a thermoplastic, and it comes in these little, whoops, spreading them everywhere, little plastic beads. Now, while the brand name of this particular product I have in front of me is Polymorph, there are other manufacturers of it. I think the actual name of the substance itself is Polycaprolactone, if I'm getting that correct. But as mentioned before, it's a thermoplastic. So in this form here, it's, if you can hear that, these white hard plastic pellets. But when you add it to hot water, not boiling water, just needs hot water, they turn clear and can be molded together, and it gives us this lump of very kneadable and moldable plastic. And what I'm thinking of doing right now is seeing if I can whip up a thing or two using this material. Now, the first lazy idea that comes to mind is to make something that people might find useful, a kick holder for this lock here. So I'm going to prepare a couple of things. First thing is the preparation for a mold. I've taken the top of an aerosol can, the lid from an aerosol can, made a hole in it, and cut it down so it's a little bit shallower. Basic idea being, we can do something like that, have the lock poking out there, and we can pour in a material around here, and once it's set, we're in with a shot, I do believe. But there is one thing for us to bear in mind. With this product there is some shrinkage. So if we use this as it is in here, once the material shrinks a little, it's going to be a really tight fit. So we kind of want to add a little bit of thickness to the piece we're working with, so that once we get to looking at our final product, that it is about as appropriately sized as we can hopefully get it. Okay, so with the thoughts of material shrinkage in mind, I've gone ahead and covered the parts of the lock that will be inside the mold with a few layers of cloth tape. So that should be enough to add a little bit of thickness, and hopefully once the material shrinks a little, the lock should still be a snug fit, but not an overly tight fit. So in a second I'm going to disappear off screen, run off and heat up some of these beads in some hot water and get ready to stuff them into this makeshift mold. What I've done just now, before I run off and do that, is to basically just give a bit of a coating to the outside of the inner part and this outer shell of the mold with some WD-40, just to act as a release agent. This is a plastic cap, so I'm imagining plastic will want to stick to plastic, and yeah, I really don't know how this material tape will react either, so going to play a little safe and try and make demolding as easy as possible. But enough of that, I'm off to melt some plastic. Alright, time for some hot fingers. I can get this stuff out of this bowl and not beat the crap out of the camera. And we have a lump of this stuff. I'm going to start feeding in and around. Ow. So that's probably going to have to do it, I think, for the moment. We've made sure this is clear so we can get the cylinder back out. It's about as clean as the back of this is going to be, the way I've done it. We've made sure that the front is clean and there's no gunk inside the lock. So time to either let this cool naturally or dunk it in some cold water if you're in a hurry. I'm going to let it go naturally, so I'll catch up with you when it's ready. Alright, she's basically looking all nice and solid. So I'm going to pop the cylinder out. Which leaves us with that. And I can pry this out of here. I put some splits in this earlier to make this job a little easier. So that's it. Could do with a little bit of neatening up with a blade to cut off a couple of little loose edges. Maybe even a little bit of filing here to clean up a couple of bits and pieces. But that's pretty much the deal. Okay, so I got distracted and spent a few moments cleaning up on this thing. Just put a bit of black cloth tape around the edges. Left the back as it was. And just painted the front black. But here's the point of it all. Drop in a kick cylinder. Comfortable enough to hold in the hands. Be able to work on the lock. The rest of the lock just pops out the back. We left this little section here so the thing doesn't fall straight through. And there you have it. Pretty simple to make. For my first experiment with Polymorph, that wasn't too bad. I've got a few more ideas, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go ahead and do them now because it's getting late and I've got a crap ton of things to do tomorrow. So, maybe I'll just bugger off, leave you all with that. But maybe if you've got some cool ideas, throw them at me. Who knows, maybe we have some of the same ideas. But yeah, I won't go into them right now. So, I'm getting the hell out of here, people. Peace and respect. And I'm gone.